Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com, and this is the second video in this Ruby on Rails Vue build. And when we left off in the last one, I was having an issue creating multiple nodes with the same user. Okay, I know what the answer is now. I just want to show you the problem, just in case you hadn't seen the last video recently. So let me just cd into this particular folder. cd to notes app, and let's do Rails seed. So right now I'm just gonna do the seed file where I'm gonna try to add multiple notes, because again we created notes as our model. db seed, and it should error or do it successfully. Let me see. Let's see here. cd. Let's do Rails console. Actually, I'm gonna go to the Rails DB console. So DB console, go to the the Postgres console, asking for test3's password, which is test3. There we go. Let me just see what the table name is. And see, you notice this like schema migrations table? That's how it keeps track of what migrations have been run so far, because every time you migrate, it makes a little record in that database or in that table that a migration has happened. That's how it knows. But I want to do select all from notes. Okay, cool. So that is working. Oh, that's because I labeled it correctly here. It's the route that I need to fix. So now if I go to the problem that I was having before is when I was in Postman, I'd get an error. The reason I was getting the error is because in my controllers, if I go to my notes controller, look what I did over here. I want to say that the note ID equals the user ID. That's not what I want to do. What I want to do is that I want the user ID field of the note to equal the user ID. That was the reason why it kept giving me an error, because you can't have two notes with the same ID. And I was just really confused. So that little change right there, that one little change fixes it and actually completes our backend. So just to show you, so let me just first exit Postgres, and let me go back to our seed file. db.seed. Okay, and what I want to do is actually want to seed another user. User.create. Username Alex Merced 2. Password. We'll just use the same thing, pineapple. Age 35. Okay, and then I will run the seed again, so that way we seed that user. Good. Cool. Now what I'd like to check to see if it's actually smart enough to know that it only seeded, that it doesn't reseed the same stuff again. So Rails DB console. Test3 is the password. And let's do select all from notes. Yes, so it is re-adding everything, so that means I probably have a bunch of extra users too. Okay, that might cause a problem. So let's see here, select all from users. Okay, what I want to do is delete. What am I looking for again? Alter or remove from. Oh, I'm just gonna have to Google it. I totally forgot what the remove command in SQL is. Remove in SQL. Delete. So delete from table where. Okay, got it. So I'm gonna delete the second Alex Merced. So delete from users where ID equals 2. There we go. Let me just run that query one more time. Good. I only got 2 users, Alex Merced and Alex Merced 2. Good. Just that way I don't run into other issues. Cool. So with that, let's run the server and just test it out and make sure everything's working. Rails server. Let's open up Postman. Postman. Okay, so first, let's log in. Let me just have somewhere where I can make some notes. So, online notepad. Okay, I usually use a notepad. There we go, it's just an easy place to write down some stuff. So first thing we're going to do is just get our JWTs. So I'm going to go to /login. First we're going to go log in with Alex Merced1. So username Alex Merced, password pineapple. Okay, raw JSON, good, send. That all makes sense. We hit send. Okay, so here's our JWT for Alex Merced. So I want to copy that. Just put that in our notes. Alex Merced. Okay, and then I want the JWT for Alex Merced 2. There's the JWT for Alex Merced 2, the other user we created. Okay, now what I want to do is now do the GET request, because we do have notes already created under the first Alex Merced, under ID 1. So we're going to do notes. But right now, if I do that, I'm going to take off this authorization header. If I do that now, see it says please log in. So now let's first try it with the Alex Merced token. So if I do that, I hit send, and see it sends us all the posts that are associated with user ID, Alex Merced's user ID. Because again, in the payload of the JWT is the user. So that's how it knows which user it's looking for. So now watch what happens when I use a different user's JWT. I get an empty array because there's no post under that user. But let's try to add a post under that user. So I go body, message, hello there, user ID. And actually, I don't even need to specify that. Because it'll actually, the way the route's set up, it'll do that behind the scenes. So I just do message hello there. Let's try that out. And see it says user ID 3 because that's the user ID from the based on the JSON token I sent in. So it knows. Okay, so now if I go to get, now it sends me back an array with that one post, that specific user. So just to show you that not only did we set up authorization, but by creating those relationships and making those quick edits to the controllers, we've set it up that it grabs specifically the ones for that user, which is pretty cool. Okay. Okay, so bottom line is our API works. So in that case, we're good. Now we just need to go build the front end. So in the next video, we'll begin building the front end. So I'll see you guys there.